I know how I can thank you for what you've done. I need you to bring me something that I forgot in a very important place. A jewel red as blood. It is in a tombstone, but I really can't remember where. Bring it to me, and I will be able to reward you.
Yeah, so they locked me up in this book. What a novel idea. Oh, it's not really funny.
A hydra?
And an ancient broodmother to boot. Back in the day, I wanted some as pets, but I never had the time to look for them.
Sadly, I believe you.
You know, baby, if you keep standing here much longer, I'm gonna have to get a dust jacket.
Those statues. Lady Ellie and I? She sure is popular.
Wow, was that a joke?
Shut up. Do you know anything about this place? Or why it's full of statues bearing your likeness?
As far as I know, I think that this is the Cathedral of Arenas, which was destroyed 700 years ago. I don't have admirers from that time, so no idea about the statues. I also don't know anything about the messenger who could be linked to this place, but I heard that this place was the prison for some kind of evil. What I can tell you is that Arenas was controlled by magic codes. If you want to move around, maybe you should pay attention to the doors and find where you can activate them.
People say everything that inhabits the world has a destined fate long before it exists. If that's true, there was a reason why Ramatek Ui Del Lux would never know the relaxed life that was meant for him as the eldest child of a noble family of the highest rank. He was just 4 years old when he was sent by his father to the Cathedral of Aranus. For centuries, the ancient building received the firstborn children of some of the most important bloodlines, unique lineages endowed with exceptional qualities. The cathedral was not an academy, nor anything similar. Its inhabitants could never leave the premises. Once there, those great doors would never let them leave. The children, and of course Ramatek, would take a long time to understand the reason they were held there. Aranus was unique, perhaps the most important place in the world. It was a cathedral in name only. No worship took place there. It was a prison for a creature that none of them could understand.
Hey, baby! Just a reminder, the view from back here's great! No buts about it!
Ramatek felt as captive as the thing the inhabitants of Aranus were guarding. As a child, he found it truly difficult to understand why he should devote his whole life to becoming a jailer. He cared little that the prisoner, which they called the Entity, could bring about the end of the world. How could Ramatek want to protect a world that he had not even been able to know? All of these concerns were at the forefront of his mind while he was driven with the other children to the inner containment chambers. When the huge sealed doors opened, Ramatek beheld for the first time the appearance of the prisoner. It was a huge lump of meat that did not even remotely resemble a humanoid form. He had read that it was the remains of an ancient deity, the body of an unholy god who died trying to reach the world.
you, Azrael! I summon you, Azrael!
Another strong impact shook the central structure of the cathedral. The attack was more powerful than the previous one, which meant it was just a matter of time until they would surpass Aranes's mystical defenses. Somehow, these creatures had discovered the existence of the sanctuary and its prisoner. Those who lurk in the shadows had lost their leader not long ago, and they probably thought that the entity sealed in the cathedral would allow them to rise against the world for a second time. Ramatek had lived his whole life within these walls. Despite his childish reticence, he had come to love them as much as he loved all the people who were at his side. It was ironic that only now, when everything was in danger, he realized his true feelings. The priest was not a normal person and was perfectly trained. Acting swiftly, he went to the chambers where the prisoner was locked and began diverting part of the supernatural power of the seals to the external protections of the building. It was a risky move, but would allow Aranes to resist the attack with minimal effort. Just an instant before the system was activated, a huge explosion destroyed the entire cathedral, causing the whole place to come down, crushing Ramatek and everything around him. Terrified, Ramatek tried to move, but his body was trapped by debris. Above him, the bloody meat mass of the prisoner, impaled by some broken columns, writhed and twisted, tearing its flesh. The blood of the creature began to spout from its wounds, and Ramatek could only watch helplessly as it slipped between the fallen stones towards him. After a few seconds that felt like a lifetime, the blood spilled over his face and ran down his forehead to reach the corners of his eyes. Blinded, the priest screamed in pure horror until everything fell silent. When he opened his eyes, the world was not the same anymore. In an instant, the rocks that blocked his body became ashes, and the dark form of the priest rose between them. What stood there was no longer a person, not even a mortal being. Ramatek looked at what was left of the prisoner. None of the priests of Aranes ever understood the truth. That was not a god, only discarded remains. Confused, the priest went to the door, exterminating both the attackers and all the survivors on his way. For him, none of them were people anymore. He saw only blots on the move.
Baby? There's something I have to tell you. There's a library card in the back of me, and I'm long overdue.
Just shut up, please.
That's a Nexus Guardian, babe. Keepers of primordial supernatural cores. I wonder what it could be protecting.
Azrael! I summon you. Azrael!
Babe, the Guardian, he had something different. I noticed it when I absorbed its existence. A magic formula codex. Very primitive, but linked to the seals of this place.
Add the formula to our magic. With any luck, it'll resonate with the seals in this place. Maybe we'll be able to activate them now.